You're not lost. You're just not here. That statement lands quickly. It explains the drifting, the disconnection, the sense that days pass without registering. You assume it means confusion, lack of direction, too many options, not enough clarity. That interpretation settles fast. It gives the mind something to fix. But direction isn't the problem. You know where things are going. You know what comes next. You execute it. The strange part is that none of it seems to require you. The disruption is subtle. You notice that nothing is wrong enough to demand attention. Life works. Conversations happen. Decisions get made. And yet your presence feels optional, like the system would keep running if you stepped back another inch. At one angle, this looks like distraction. Too much input. Too many screens. Too little focus. That explanation feels modern and reasonable. It gives the absence a cause you can point to. Shift the angle. The same absence looks like fatigue. Not physical. Cognitive. A long exposure to demands that never fully resolve. Being alert for too long without a place to rest attention. Shift again. It starts to resemble safety. Being fully present has consequences. It invites reaction. Expectation. Impact. Staying slightly removed keeps the surface smooth. The false explanation lives here. You think you're disengaged because nothing matters enough. Because motivation is low. Because interest faded. That story feels accurate because it removes responsibility for the absence. What it misses is the pattern. Here's the mechanism, without teaching. When presence becomes costly, the system adapts. Awareness narrows. Attention pulls back. Not all the way. Just enough to stay functional without being affected. You don't disappear. You dim. This isn't numbness. Numbness is blunt. This is selective. You're attentive to tasks. Responsive to others. Detached from the internal signal that says, I am here inside this moment. You don't wander. You operate. There is a moment here where nothing new is introduced. The body stays upright. The eyes track movement. Thoughts remain efficient. The room exists without depth. Over time, the absence gets mislabeled as being lost. Lost implies searching. Confusion. A need for guidance. But you aren't searching. You're avoiding contact with the present because contact asks something of you. When the opening idea returns, that you're not lost, it strips away the drama. The issue isn't navigation. It's occupancy. You've learned how to be adjacent to your own life. Near the final layer, the name comes into focus. Not suddenly. Not loudly. This is dissociation at a functional level. A mild, persistent withdrawal of presence. A way of staying involved without being fully impacted. You didn't leave because you were overwhelmed. You stepped back because staying fully here required more than you could keep giving. So nothing collapsed. Nothing demanded your return. You're not lost. You're just slightly outside yourself, watching things continue.